Okay, now let's see what are the steps in order to develop a convincing summary for our proposal that is the baseline information for everything. So at this stage, we need to have as point one already specified our scope. What is the scope of our project? Sometimes it's called purpose, or some other times it's called aim of our project. Then from aim, as number one, we have as number two the name of our project. Because it has to have a name. Don't forget that the project is our baby, so we need to baptize it. We need to always reference it. So as soon as we have the scope and the purpose, we have already given a name to it. But what we can specify very easily now, by following these steps, as number three, actually, is what are the problems that we need to be aware that our proposal will address. And this is sometimes called the rationale, and in this section we actually specify why our project is needed, why it deserves to receive funding. And from the problems, as soon as we have problems, then as number four, very easily, we can now identify what are the solutions. We know the problems, so now we need to specify the solutions. And our solutions are nothing more than our objectives. And we need to specify them as verbs. Then, as soon as we have from the problems the solutions, which are the objectives, and which format them as verbs, then whenever we have an action, because an objective is an action, then we can have as number five results. Whenever we have an action, we always have a result. And the results are nothing more than our outcomes. And since we formatted the necessary activities to address the problems as objectives in a verb format, we need the outcomes to be in a noun format. Nouns. Now, as soon as we have the results, the outcomes, now from these we can actually specify two very significant elements of our proposal. The first one is as number 6, is who will benefit out of these results, which means our target group. So we need actually here to specify our target group. Who will benefit out of it? And for each outcome, we need to be exhaustive and specify as many groups we believe will benefit out of it. This is the difference with the winning proposal. Now, from the results also, what we can get is, let's say as number 7, is what are the activities that we actually need in the action that we need in order to produce those results. What are the activities that we need in order to produce those outcomes? And this is nothing more other than the work plan. Which is work pack project management, we need the user needs analysis, we need the design, we need the development, we need the pilot testing, for example, we need to simulate the results. So all these are work packages and are part of the work plan. And as soon as we have specified the exact activities, work packages that we need in order to produce each one of the main results of our project, then from the work plan, what we can now specify as number 8 is the consortium profile. which means that what kind of expertise we need in order to address this activity and not produce high quality of an outcome. And this is the PPO, and if we're going to see it not with my bad written, let's say, hard notes, but with a flow diagram, let me show you what it should look like. Structure summary, where here we have, let me clean the rest, let me put it again, and here we have our scope, aim. Then from the scope and the aim we can easily specify what should be the title and the name of our proposal, and it should be linked with our scope. So we don't give a name unless we are fully aware of what is the purpose of our project, of our proposal, and then at that point we baptize it. And since it is our baby and it has a name now, we need to specify why it's going to be useful in society. So what are the problems that our project is going to address? Why our project is needed? So this is nothing more than the rationale. So from the rationale, then we can easily specify, as soon as we are aware of the problems that we are going to address, the solutions. And the solutions are going to be offered from our project. And it should be actually the objectives of our project, of our proposal, and it should be formed as actions, which means as verbs. So we have here the solutions, and then from the solutions, then as soon as we have some actions, we have a result. So we specify for each of our actions, for each of our objectives, the results and the outcomes. And since we have the objectives as verbs, we need to have the outcomes as nouns now, in order to be consistent. Now, from the results, we can specify now our target group, who will benefit from each of the results. We have 10 results. We need for each one of those 10 results to specify as many groups of beneficiaries that will benefit from our project. And from the results, we can also specify what kind of activities are needed in order to implement each of the results. And this is nothing more than the work plan, which means the work packages. And then, as soon as we are aware of what kind of work packages we need to have in our project, meaning the implementation, who will implement, for example, the user needs analysis, the design work package, the development work package, the pilot testing, who will be leading, who will be the key partners involved, profiles of partners involved, then immediately we can actually specify afterwards what is the profile of each of our partners, what kind of expertise we need for implementing each of the activities. And then that's it. Our PPO, the project proposal outline, is ready and it has been formatted in such a way that it is convincing. It is based on a specific methodology that by experience produces successful results, and this is the one that you need to use in order to write your proposal. Thank you.